Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Numbers, the 16th chapter. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men. So you had Korah, Dathan, Abiram, and On. And let's look up this name here. On. Yeah, a chief of the tribe of Reuben, wealth or vigor. See, we always mention Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Can't forget about On. All right. It says here, so they took men, right? They gathered followers, and they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. So these men were known, right? These men that assembled alongside Korah, Dathan, Abiram, and On, men that were, respected or revered and known, as it says, men of renown. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you. And this isn't like them saying, "Oh, your burden is too much," and no. It's more like you guys are doing too much, right? You are making yourselves basically, these like top, rulers, right? You're attributing all this power onto you. Seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. So here it is, the whole congregation is holy. We're all holy people. The Lord is dealing with all of us. So how then do you put yourself above everybody? That we got to come report to you, and you made your brother the high priest, right? So what makes you so special? We all blessed. We all got the spirit of the Lord with us. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. And he spake unto Korah and to all his company, saying, Even tomorrow the Lord Yahweh will shew who are his, and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him, even him who he hath chosen will he cause to come near unto him. So fine. You wanna have this back and forth, the Lord is going to decide. Do this, take you censers, Korah and all his company, and put fire there. And then censers are, what you would basically you will put the coals and you put the incense on it and burn it. And then it's like you could walk around with it. And put fire therein and put incense in them before the Lord Yahweh tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi. So he said, okay, this will be the way in which the Lord decides, once and for all in front of everybody, who it is that he has chosen. Okay? You talking about we're the ones who are making ourselves overpowered. You are making yourselves overpowered. And Moses said unto Korah, Hear, I pray you, ye sons of Levi, seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that the God of Israel hath separated you from the congregation of Israel? Because they were Levites, right? So it's a light thing, right? That the Lord has selected you out of the rest of the tribes to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee, and seek ye the priesthood also? So that wasn't enough for you. It was as if it wasn't enough that the Lord had already separated you, right, and the rest of the Levites from the rest of the tribes, sanctified you to come and serve him. But on top of that, now you want the priesthood as well? For which cause both thou and all thy company are gathered together against the Lord. So for this reason, basically this greed, You've gathered you and this whole host to come against the Lord, because it's the Lord that made the call. And what is Aaron that ye murmur against him? So you talking smack against Aaron. He didn't make himself the priest. The Lord is the one who told me to make him the priest. Right? So Moses is saying, and Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, we will not come up. So they just say, you know what, now F that. We ain't even gonna we're just not gonna show up. Okay, you ain't gonna order us around. Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that floweth with milk and honey? That's referring to the land of Egypt. So they're basically saying, not only did you bring us out of Egypt, all right, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us. So is it a light thing that you've not only brought us out of Egypt, where we had it was good, it had crops, it had food and all that, to kill us in the wilderness? That wasn't enough. Now you basically making yourself Lord over us? Yeah, get that shit out of here. We ain't going nowhere. Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey, or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. So all these years we've been here, where's the promised land at? Where's my vineyard? I don't have no vineyard. Wilt thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. Now, putting out the eyes of these men is it's not literal, right? It's him saying, basically, you think you can pull a fast one on us, right? Or like, do you take us for fools? We will not come up. And Moses was very wroth, and said unto the Lord, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. Right? So remember, he said the next day they would come and offer incense. And the Lord, Moses said to the Lord, don't have respect unto their offering, Lord. Because they're doing all this out of spite, but I haven't done anything wrong to them. I haven't taken anybody's, they're making it seem like I'm some tyrant. I haven't taken anybody's property. I haven't hurt any one of them. And Moses said unto Korah, be thou and all thy company before the Lord, thou and they and Aaron tomorrow. And take every man his censer, and put incense in them. And bring ye before the Lord Yahweh every man his censer, 250 censers, thou also and Aaron, each of you his censer. So everybody get their censers. Since everybody wants to be chosen of the Lord, okay. And they took every man his censer, and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, with Moses and Aaron. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So you had Moses, you had Aaron, and you had the rest of the congregation. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. So I'm about to I'm about to cook them. Okay? So you need to move now. And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? So are you basically gonna are you gonna judge, all the congregation over the sin of one man? So basically, don't let the folly of a few cause the lives of many. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. So move, separate yourself from them. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he definitely was not walking slowly. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. So they got up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. So everybody backed up. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives and their sons and their little children. So now there's a commotion going on. Everybody's watching. Now they decide, their stiff-necked ass decides to come out. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord Yahweh hath sent me to do all these works. for I have not done them of mine own hand. So you wanted to come in and talk all the smack and murmur, right? That I'm doing too much, right? Okay, so by now you're gonna see that it's not me, right? I didn't get up one day and decide to do all this. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord hath not sent me. So Moses is saying here, if these men survive, they just live and die of an old age, then I wasn't sent of the Lord. The Lord didn't choose me. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up, with all that appertaineth unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. So basically, if the Lord opens up the earth and swallows these guys whole with all their stuff, that's why he said, separate yourself from them, then you're going to know that, yeah, they came and provoked the Lord. And it came to pass, as soon as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder, that was under them. So you can imagine, right? It probably things started shaking, just great shaking like an earthquake. And then all of a sudden, as it says, it clave asunder. So the earth just opened up. This ground, like how you have sinkholes, yeah, like that. And then boom, and here they go. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah and all their goods. They and all that appertained unto them, their stuff, their belongings, the people that were down with them, went down alive into the pit. So you can probably hear them screaming as they fall, and oh shit. And the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. Can you imagine that? The earth opens up, these people fall through with all their stuff and those that were supporting them, and then boom, the earth closes up again. And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them, for they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. Right? That's why I gave the example of like a sinkhole, because when you see that, people just start running as far as they can, because they don't know how long, how wide it's gonna spread before, and then lest they get caught up in it. So they were fleeing, every which way as far and fast as they could. And there came out a fire from the Lord Yahweh and consumed 250 men that offered incense. And the Lord, and this is the ones that were with Korah. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, for they are hallowed. That is the censers that the men, the 250 men were, burning incense on, to scatter out the fire, as it says. The censers of these sinners against their own souls. Let them make them broad plates. And this is what the censers look like. Right? Censer of incense. All right, something like this. Okay. You put the coal in it and then the incense, and then it burns. So as it says here, let them make them broad plates for a covering of the altar. So basically they would beat down the censers into like a plating that you can overlay on the altar. For the effect they offered them before the Lord, therefore they are hallowed. So because even though the Lord destroyed them, because they offered up, the incense using these censers, they became hallowed. So the Lord told him, via Moses, basically, add this to the altar. And they shall be a sign unto the children of Israel. And Eleazar the priest took the brazen censers um, wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of the altar, to be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger which is not of the seed of Aaron come near to offer incense before the Lord, that he be not as Korah and as his company, as the Lord said to him by the hand of Moses. But on the morrow all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. These people, they just don't get it. saying, Ye have killed the people of the Lord. And it came to pass, when the congregation was gathered against Moses and against Aaron, that they looked toward the tabernacle of the congregation, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared. And Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. So they didn't learn their lesson yet. Move. And they fell upon their faces. And Moses said unto Aaron, Take a censer, and put fire therein from off the altar, and put on incense, and go quickly unto the congregation, and make an atonement for them. So this atonement would be by the way of the offering of the incense. For there is wrath gone out from the Lord, the plague is begun. So the Lord already started killing them. And Aaron took as Moses commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation. And behold, the plague was begun among the people. So the people started dropping, they started dying. And he put on incense and made an atonement for the people. And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. So Aaron, he runs, he grabs the fire, he grabs the incense, he's running, he gets to the midst of the congregation. He's already seeing people dying. So he puts the incense in the censer, and he starts to burn it. And basically, as you can see, like the wave of the death of people dying, it gets up to the point where Aaron is, and as he has the incense burning, it stops. So anybody, I guess, on the other side of Aaron was alive. They stayed alive, and the people stopped dying, as it says, and the plague was stayed. Now they that died in the plague were 14, and were 14,700. Beside them, that died about the matter of Korah. So aside from those that died, because of the earth opening up and swallowing them and being burned up for coming against the Lord, there was an additional 14,000. And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed. And that brings us to the end of the book of Numbers, the 16th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.